Stop being nice to women. Do this instead. Stoicism, Stoic love. Have you ever considered that being overly nice could actually work against you in your relationships? Many men believe that by being nice, they automatically become the ideal partner, the one every woman is supposed to desire. But the question is, does being nice really make you stand out, or could it be hindering your chances more than you'd think, especially when compared to the man you often label as a jerk? Let's dive into this conundrum with a fresh perspective rooted in ancient Stoicism. Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, invites us to rethink what it means to be a good partner. While kindness is undeniably important, Stoicism teaches us that actions should be driven by virtue and wisdom, not merely by a desire to please. Being overly agreeable can sometimes result in a lack of true connection and respect, which ultimately weakens the bond between two people. Instead, Stoic principles encourage us to focus on authenticity, fairness, and maintaining personal integrity. This shift doesn't just improve your relationships, it brings you closer to your core values, leading to a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. If you've ever felt overlooked despite your niceness, or are simply seeking to elevate your interpersonal skills, this approach is for you. Remember the wise words of Marcus Aurelius: waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Embrace the balance of Stoicism, where kindness meets wisdom and self-respect. If you found these insights valuable, hit that like button, subscribe for more wisdom-filled content, and share this video with friends who might also benefit from a Stoic approach to relationships. Let's get started. Number 1. Be purpose-driven, not validation-driven. Stop chasing approval. Too often, nice guys, those who seek validation from others, find themselves trapped in a cycle of trying to please everyone around them. They yearn for admiration, approval, or the fleeting satisfaction of being liked. This neediness, disguised as kindness, might seem harmless, but it's deeply unattractive. The more you strive for validation, the more you dilute your true self, and people can sense that insecurity. In contrast, the Stoic man follows a higher calling. He is driven by purpose, not by the desire to be noticed. His actions are not dependent on external validation, but anchored in his own goals, values, and unshakable principles. Purpose is the very thing that makes him stand out. When you are focused on a mission, whether that mission is personal growth, career advancement, or mastering a craft, you no longer need to rely on the opinions of others to measure your worth. You become self-sufficient, a man with a life of his own, a man who is always moving forward with intention. This magnetic confidence isn't about trying to impress anyone. It's about becoming so certain of your path that others can't help but be drawn to your strength. Women are attracted to men who have direction, who don't need external validation to feel complete. A man who knows where he's going and stays true to that path commands respect. You don't need to please everyone to be appealing. When you live with purpose, your energy shifts from seeking affection to radiating strength. The Stoics understood this well. As Seneca, a great Stoic philosopher, once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you become the master of your own journey, you exude confidence and power, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you have already decided who you are and where you're going. This purpose-driven life is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are aligned with their own inner values and goals. They sense authenticity in your actions, and they respect you for being true to yourself. So stop seeking approval. Be the man who stands firm in his values, the one who commands respect, and the one who doesn't need validation from others to feel whole. As you walk through life with purpose, you will encounter individuals who will admire and follow you, whether it's women drawn to your strength or colleagues who respect your direction. You will be the type of man others look to for guidance, not because you sought their approval, but because you lived your life in a way that inspired respect. And now, it's your turn. If you're ready to stop living for validation and start living with purpose, leave a comment below. Declare it to the world. I am a man driven by purpose, not by validation. Hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful wisdom, and remember, Your journey begins with mastering yourself. Number 2. Don't hide who you are. Gentlemen, let's cut to the chase. Too many nice guys make the mistake of suppressing their true selves when they're around women, trying to mold themselves into something they think is more desirable. They believe that if they show the right amount of kindness, avoid any bad boy traits, and play the part of the perfect gentleman, they'll win her over. But here's the truth. This strategy contradicts the core of Stoic philosophy and leads you down the wrong path. As a Stoic, the goal is to live authentically, to embrace your true nature, flaws, and all. Think about how you behave when you're with your friends. You're lively, confident, relaxed. You crack jokes, share stories, and don't worry about being judged. That's the real you. And let me tell you, that is attractive. Women are drawn to authenticity. They want to be around someone who's genuine, who is comfortable with themselves, and who can engage in real conversations without pretending. But here's where many nice guys go wrong. The moment they're with someone they're attracted to, they put on an act. They become overly passive, trying so hard to be agreeable, avoid any hint of arrogance, or suppress their natural inclinations. They try too hard to please and fit into the mold of what they think women want. It never works. Women can sense this inauthenticity. They can tell when you're not being yourself. And guess what? They're not interested in someone who's just trying to please them, who's pretending to be something they're not. Women want to be around someone who has something interesting to say, who's not afraid to laugh and share his true thoughts. Remember the last time you hung out with your friends? How easy was the conversation? How much fun did you have just being yourself? Now, think about the last date you were on, where you felt the need to agree with everything she said or avoided talking about your passions because you feared she might not be interested. That's draining. It's exhausting to pretend. And here's the kicker. It's unsustainable. You can't keep up an act forever, and sooner or later she'll notice. That's not the foundation of a healthy, real connection. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, nailed this. He wrote in his Meditations, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." This timeless advice applies directly to your relationships. When you hide your true self, you are disrespecting your own integrity. And in the process, you're creating a relationship built on dishonesty. That's not the path to real love. So, stop pretending. Stop trying to be the version of yourself that you think will win her over. Instead, embrace your authentic self. Be the man you truly are. If she doesn't appreciate you for who you are, then it wasn't meant to be. But more likely than not, when you stop dimming your light and show the world the real you, you'll attract the right kind of attention. The kind of attention that's based on genuine connection, not superficiality. And that's the kind of relationship that lasts. Remember this, gentlemen. True power lies in authenticity. Don't let the world trick you into being someone you're not. Be the best version of yourself by being yourself, unapologetically, unashamedly, and authentically. Let your true self shine through and watch as the world and the women you attract respond to the strength of your honesty. So here's your challenge. Comment below, "I am my true self, unapologetically." Like this video, subscribe, and let's continue to grow together on this journey of Stoic love, wisdom, and self-mastery. More. Number 3, develop a sense of humor. Too often, the nice guy overlooks humor as an essential element in building real, lasting attraction. It's true that kindness and thoughtfulness are crucial, but sometimes these traits alone aren't enough to foster deep, genuine connections. The Stoics knew the power of lightheartedness and how humor could not only ease tension, but also help people bond in ways that seriousness and politeness never could. Humor isn't about always cracking jokes or forcing laughter. Rather, it's about cultivating an atmosphere of ease where life doesn't feel as heavy. In the world of dating and relationships, a man who doesn't take himself too seriously is someone who can move past awkwardness and discomfort, even in difficult or stressful situations. This ability to lighten the mood is a form of confidence, a confidence rooted in emotional maturity. Humor also reveals a man's character. When a man can laugh at himself without being self-deprecating or insecure, he showcases a profound level of self-awareness and resilience. This emotional maturity is undeniably attractive. Women are drawn to men who are fun to be around, who can bring joy into their lives and create a space where they can truly relax and be themselves. The Stoics understood that the best form of humor is authentic. It's not a tool to manipulate or win favor, but rather a natural extension of one's personality. The humor of a Stoic man is grounded in his wisdom, his humility, and his sense of peace with the world. It's about being present and enjoying the moment, not trying to impress others with something that feels forced or inauthentic. So, the next time you find yourself on a date or meeting someone new, remember that humor can be one of your greatest allies. Don't worry about trying to tell the perfect joke or make everyone laugh just for the sake of impressing them. Instead, focus on enjoying the moment and sharing a genuine laugh. It's the shared moments of humor that create strong, unbreakable connections. A well-timed laugh, a witty remark, or a light-hearted comment can break down walls, make people feel comfortable, and create an atmosphere of openness. As Stoic philosopher Seneca said, a cheerful soul is the most powerful force in the world. Humor is not just a tool for attraction, it's a reflection of your ability to live freely and joyfully, to find joy in the small moments of life. Remember, when you don't take yourself too seriously, you allow others to feel more comfortable around you, which naturally leads to better connections. So let go of the idea that you need to be perfect, and embrace humor as a part of your journey to being your authentic Stoic self. Number 4. Being nice isn't everything. Many men, especially those who pride themselves on being nice, often believe that their kindness should automatically lead to romantic success. This mindset, while coming from a place of good intention, frequently results in disappointment. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that actions should be driven by virtue, by doing what is right, not by the expectation of a specific outcome. While being respectful and well-mannered is undoubtedly important, these traits alone are not what spark romantic attraction. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that kindness alone will win someone's heart. But the truth is, kindness does not inherently build chemistry or emotional tension necessary for romance. Women appreciate kindness, yes, and they often enjoy the company of men who treat them well, seeing them as great friends or confidants. But here's the hard truth. Kindness alone rarely triggers romantic interest. Think about it. Romantic relationships thrive on deeper emotional connections, physical attraction, and shared experiences. A man who is only nice is often seen as a friend, someone safe and predictable, but not someone who ignites that spark. Being nice without expressing genuine romantic intent can actually work against you. It can even seem manipulative, like you're using kindness as a strategy to win someone over, which only undermines the authenticity of your intentions. The Stoic approach to love and relationships is fundamentally different. Stoicism urges us to act virtuously, not for reward, but because it's the right thing to do. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Stoic philosophers, stressed the importance of doing good for the sake of goodness itself, not for personal gain. If your acts of kindness are motivated by a desire to be liked or to get something in return, then those actions lose their true meaning. True kindness, according to Stoicism, is selfless. It is given freely, without expecting anything in return, and that's when it becomes a powerful and attractive quality. A Stoic man doesn't see kindness as a tool to manipulate or control outcomes. He sees it as a reflection of his integrity. Rather than waiting for his kindness to be reciprocated, he focuses on being a well-rounded, virtuous individual. He develops other qualities that make him truly attractive: confidence, assertiveness, and a clear sense of purpose. These traits are magnetic and complementary to his kindness. When combined, they create a stronger and more authentic presence that naturally draws others to him. For instance, let's say you're interested in a woman and you're always doing nice things for her, buying coffee, offering to help with her projects. She may appreciate these gestures, but if you're not clear about your romantic interest, she may never see you as anything more than a friend. On the other hand, if you're kind, but also confident enough to express your intentions, you're opening the door to a deeper, more meaningful connection. By combining kindness with assertiveness, you show that you respect yourself and your desires just as much as you respect her. In conclusion, kindness is a valuable quality, and it can certainly open doors, but it is not the key to a woman's heart, especially if it comes with the expectation of something in return. Embrace the Stoic philosophy of acting with virtue for its own sake and strive to become a more well-rounded individual. In doing so, your kindness will be genuine and you will be more likely to form meaningful and fulfilling relationships. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comment section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Indeed. Number 5. Don't just tick boxes. Have you ever found yourself asking a woman what she's looking for in a partner? She may say she wants someone sensitive, a good listener, or supportive. It's tempting for many men, especially the nice guys, to latch onto these traits, believing that molding themselves into the perfect listener, the most considerate companion, is the key to winning a woman's heart. But here's the catch. Women often don't articulate the full spectrum of their desires. What they might leave out are the more intuitive needs, the chemistry, the excitement, and the challenge they crave. These deeper desires aren't always verbalized, but are essential to creating the connection that sparks real attraction. While you're busy checking off boxes, ensuring you've become the perfect listener or always available for support, you might be missing the mark on what truly creates attraction. Yes, kindness, sensitivity, and attentiveness are valued, but they are not enough to light the fire of romantic interest. Women are drawn to men who make them feel a spark, who challenge them intellectually, make them laugh, and exude confidence. A man who listens intently, remembers every detail, and is always available might be admirable, but these qualities alone don't create the electricity needed for romance. What they want is excitement, unpredictability, and a man who dares to be more than just nice. In Stoicism, we are taught that the foundation of a good life is living in accordance with nature and reason. Applied to relationships, this means abandoning the pressure of trying to fit into a mold of what you think others expect from you. Stop trying to tick off traits like a checklist and instead focus on being true to yourself. If you are naturally caring, let that shine through. But also show the other sides of you, the passions you pursue, the humor that makes you laugh, and the confidence that comes from knowing your worth. As the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This applies not only to the challenges life throws at you, but also to your interactions with women. Trying to fit into someone else's ideal is exhausting, unsustainable, and in the end, unfulfilling. A true Stoic man is not one who seeks to please at all costs, but one who is authentic, self-assured, and not afraid to express his thoughts and opinions. Instead of nodding along and simply listening to what she says, engage in meaningful conversations where you share your own insights and ideas. Be willing to challenge her thinking and introduce a bit of playful teasing. Show that you are confident enough to speak your mind without being rude or dismissive. Remember, confidence isn't arrogance, it's a deep understanding and acceptance of who you are. Women are drawn to men who are comfortable in their own skin, who bring excitement and unpredictability into their interactions. Instead of bending over backward to tick all the boxes, focus on creating a genuine connection based on real attraction. Attraction grows when there's a foundation of mutual respect and interest, and that respect is rooted in being authentic, not in trying to fit into a mold that isn't yours. A true Stoic man doesn't just try to please. He shows up as his whole, authentic self, unafraid to express his opinions, to challenge, and to create moments of real connection. By doing so, you not only gain a woman's respect, but also her genuine interest, as it is your true essence that will captivate her, not the facade of someone trying too hard to tick the right boxes. So, take this wisdom to heart. The next time you find yourself focusing on becoming the ideal man based on someone else's standards, ask yourself, am I being authentic? Am I showing up as the best version of myself, not just someone who is trying to be nice? The Stoic way teaches us that the true power lies in self-awareness, self-assurance, and embracing who we are. And that, gentlemen, is what truly attracts women, being the man you were meant to be, not the one you think others want. Number 6. Don't lead with your wallet. Do you think flashing your wealth will win you the admiration of women? It's true that financial stability is appealing, but simply showcasing your riches will not foster genuine affection. Take a look at that luxury car you're so proud of. Sure, it's impressive on the surface, but do you really think a woman's interest is drawn to the vehicle you drive? What matters far more is who you are when you step out of it. A shiny sports car or a high-end watch doesn't magically turn a nice guy into a confident, intriguing partner. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This means that your character, your inner strength, your self-respect, and your humility speaks volumes far beyond any material possession. True confidence stems from within. It's not about external things that can be bought, but about the way you carry yourself and treat others that forms a lasting impression. Let's consider two scenarios. In the first, you pull up to your date's house in your luxury car, dressed in expensive clothes, your designer watch shining brightly. As the night progresses, your conversation revolves around your possessions, how much money you make, the things you've bought, the places you've been. Now, contrast that with the second scenario. You arrive in a modest car, dressed in simple yet well-kept clothes. Instead of boasting about your wealth, you listen attentively, engage in deep conversations, and show a genuine interest in her thoughts and feelings. Which one of these interactions will likely leave a lasting, positive impression? Relying on your financial status as a tool to attract others can be detrimental. People, especially women, can tell when you're trying to buy affection, and it tends to backfire. It comes across as insincere, shallow, and ultimately unappealing. Real relationships are grounded in the qualities that make you who you are, not in how much you earn or how many possessions you can flaunt. So, instead of leading with your wallet, focus on building your inner virtues. Integrity, kindness, resilience, these are the qualities that truly make you attractive and foster authentic connections. Remember, what you have doesn't define you. What you do, how you treat others, and how you think about the world speaks volumes. By shifting your focus away from material possessions and towards your personal growth, you'll not only become more attractive to women, but you'll also find a greater sense of fulfillment and peace in your own life. It's not about designer clothes or expensive cars. It's about being someone who is genuine, who carries themselves with dignity, and who understands the importance of personal development. In Stoic philosophy, your worth is never measured by what you own, but by who you are and how you live your life. Now, take a moment and reflect on this. Is your focus on material wealth, or are you investing in yourself and your character? If you believe that true attraction comes from inner strength and virtues, comment below with, "I am a man of substance, not possessions." Share your thoughts, like this video, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom that will transform the way you approach love and relationships. Number 7. Avoid waiting for applause. Do you often find yourself reminding people that you are a nice person? If so, you are not alone. Many men fall into this trap. They want others to acknowledge their kindness, to see them as a contrast to the bad guys out there. This desire for recognition, however, only undermines your true worth. The essence of being a good man is not about seeking external approval, but rather acting with virtue because it aligns with your principles. True kindness doesn't need to be advertised. The Stoics, especially philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, believed in acting with virtue for its own sake, not to gain praise from others. They taught that what matters most is how we live, how we hold ourselves, and how we conduct our actions based on wisdom and moral clarity. When you boast about being a nice guy or expect a medal for your kindness, you are not only chasing an illusion, but also making your happiness contingent on the reactions of others. Consider this. You go out of your way to help a friend move into a new apartment. You spend your entire weekend lifting heavy furniture, setting up their space, all the while expecting gratitude, maybe even a heartfelt thank you. But what if that thank you never comes? What if, instead of appreciation, your friend is too busy or distracted to notice the effort you put in? If your expectation of gratitude is what drove you to help in the first place, disappointment is inevitable. you might feel resentful or hurt. However, if your motivation came from the belief that helping a friend was simply the right thing to do, regardless of recognition, then the lack of thanks would not shake your peace. The same applies to your interactions with women. If you are kind to a woman in hopes that she will see you as a better man or reward you with her affection, you're setting yourself up for inevitable frustration. True kindness comes from a place of self-assurance and integrity. It arises from a desire to act virtuously, not from a need for validation. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic, frequently reminded himself to do good without expecting anything in return. He wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you while you live. While it is in your power, be good." This powerful reflection teaches us that life is short. Instead of waiting for applause, we should focus on doing good because it is the right thing to do, not because we expect something in return. By living this way, we unlock a deeper level of self-respect and inner peace. Think about how this philosophy can transform your daily life. Start by assessing your motivations. When you do something nice, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it because I truly want to help, or am I hoping to receive something in return? Begin to practice selflessness by performing acts of kindness in private without feeling the need to share them or seek recognition. Let your actions speak for themselves and let that be enough. For example, if you're on a date, don't keep a tally of how many times you've paid for dinner or done something nice with the expectation that these actions will be reciprocated in the form of attention or affection. Focus on enjoying the moment, being genuine, and appreciating the connection for what it is. Over time, this approach will not only align with Stoic principles, but it will also help build true confidence and self-respect. In modern life, where validation often comes from social media or external sources, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But by embodying Stoic love and living with integrity, you free yourself from the chains of external validation. You learn that true power comes from acting according to your values and not from seeking applause or recognition. Stoicism teaches that you should never compromise your character for the approval of others. Instead, you cultivate a virtuous character by living in accordance with nature and doing good because it is the right thing to do. This doesn't mean rejecting kindness or affection, but it calls for a more mindful and intentional approach. When you focus on internal growth, self-improvement, and the good that comes from within, you become less concerned with how others perceive you. You shift from the need for applause to finding fulfillment in the quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing you've lived with honor. When you let go of the need for validation, you make room for true love and authentic relationships built on respect and mutual understanding, not on expectations or calculated gestures. So, the next time you do something nice, whether it's for a friend or a romantic partner, remember, your actions should not be about receiving accolades. They should be about living with purpose, integrity, and the knowledge that what you're doing is simply the right thing. By living authentically, you align yourself with the Stoic principles that lead to greater inner peace, and in turn, more meaningful connections with those around you. Number 8, don't just wait for a chance. Are you always letting her make the decisions? Do you find yourself waiting for your crush to notice you and make the first move? This is a common mistake among nice guys. They invest a lot of time and effort into someone they like, then sit back and hope she will initiate something. However, most women appreciate someone who takes the lead. If you're interested in someone, you need to show it by being confident and straightforward. Let's face it, if you're always on the sidelines waiting for her to make the first move, you might never get noticed. Confidence is attractive, and showing that you can take charge of the situation reflects a strong, appealing character. Imagine a scenario where you've been admiring a woman from afar. You think about her constantly and try to be around her, hoping she'll see your value and make the first move. But here's the thing, you're putting your happiness in someone else's hands. This isn't just about dating, it's about taking control of your life. The Stoics believed in taking responsibility for our actions and not leaving things to chance. Don't relegate yourself to the background in your relationships. You won't get anywhere by just waiting on the sidelines. Be proactive. Take the initiative. Even if things don't work out, at least you'll know you gave it your best shot. The fear of rejection can be paralyzing, but remember that inaction is the real enemy. By taking the initiative, you're not only showing your interest, but also demonstrating your willingness to take risks for what you desire. Every time you step up, you're practicing resilience and courage, crucial traits for personal growth. If you're at a party and you see someone you're interested in, don't just stand in the corner hoping she'll come talk to you. Approach her with confidence, introduce yourself, and start a conversation. This isn't about being aggressive, it's about showing genuine interest and taking control of your destiny. The Stoics taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. You can control your actions and decisions, but you can't control how someone else will respond. By taking the initiative, you're practicing self-reliance and courage, both key aspects of Stoic philosophy. This mindset not only applies to romantic pursuits, but to all areas of life. Every time you take the initiative, you are reinforcing your agency and reducing the anxiety that comes from uncertainty. Even if the outcome isn't what you hoped for, you've gained the experience and grown stronger in your resolve to live a life true to your principles. Remember, being a nice guy doesn't mean being passive. It means being respectful and kind, but also strong and assertive when it comes to your own life. So, next time, don't wait for a chance, create one. Show your interest, take the lead, and embrace the Stoic virtue of courage. Even if the outcome isn't what you hoped for, you'll have the satisfaction of knowing you lived according to your values and took control of your own path. Living a life of integrity and courage means stepping out of your comfort zone and taking bold steps toward your goals. Each time you act with intention, you're building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Number 9. Avoid falling too quickly. When you first meet a woman who catches your eye, do you instantly feel an overwhelming urge to pursue her? It's a common mistake, especially for men who fall into the nice guy category, where attraction to looks often leads to disappointment and frustration. This rush to commit without knowing the person is a trap many men, eager for connection, fall into. The truth is, most women won't be the perfect match for you, no matter how captivating they may appear at first. In fact, when searching for a meaningful relationship, 99% of potential partners won't align with your personality or life goals. However, many men, especially nice guys, become fixated on superficial attraction, drawn to the allure of beauty rather than the deeper qualities that matter in a lasting partnership. This rush is driven by desperation, an emotional impulse to fill a void, and it clouds their judgment, leading them to fall for just about anyone who appears to be a match. But here's the crucial lesson. Women are rarely attracted to men who fall too quickly. They encounter men like this all the time, and it doesn't set you apart. Instead, women are often drawn to those who don't rush in or desperately chase after their approval. These men remain poised and self-controlled, not overwhelmed by initial attraction. They allow space for the relationship to develop naturally without rushing to flatter, impress, or win her affection. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Stoicism teaches us self-control, encouraging us to carefully evaluate situations and avoid being swept away by our immediate emotions. When you meet someone attractive, it's easy to get lost in the excitement of that first impression. But the Stoic approach is to pause and reflect. Are you genuinely interested in who this person is? Or are you simply reacting to their outward appearance? For instance, when you meet a woman at a party, her beauty might immediately capture your attention. Rather than jumping into compliments or overextending yourself with favors, take a step back. Engage her in a meaningful conversation, ask questions, and learn about her interests and values. Is there a genuine connection? Does she share the same life goals, ambitions, or passions as you? This approach not only helps you see her beyond the physical and gives you a chance to make a genuine connection, but it also sets you apart from the many others who fall too easily and too soon. By practicing restraint, you open the door to healthier relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Slowing down allows you to make more informed decisions, ensuring that the connections you form are meaningful and enduring. Remember, true attraction goes far beyond someone's outward appearance. It's about finding a partner whose values align with yours, someone who can walk with you through life's journey. So the next time you find yourself mesmerized by a woman's looks, channel your inner Stoic. Take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself if this attraction is based on superficial appeal or a deeper compatibility. In doing so, you'll pave the way for more meaningful relationships that are grounded in substance, not just looks. Thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future insights on Stoicism and love. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any feedback or want to discuss anything about today's topic, feel free to drop your opinions in the comments below. Let's have an open conversation and learn from each other. Remember, Stoicism isn't just about understanding, it's about applying wisdom to improve your relationships and life. Stay strong, stay wise, and keep moving forward. See you in the next video.